My name is Antoine Nussenbaum. I'm one of the co-founders of Felix Capital. And what we do at Felix Capital, we do two things. On one end, we try to back amazing founders building authentic brand, digital, and mission-led. And on the other side, we back technologies that are participating in the reinvention of brand building. So this is typically SaaS businesses around e-commerce or digital marketing. My mission today is to try to convince you that behind a brand and design, there's much more than just a tagline, a logo, or a color scheme. And to start, I'm going to give you a bit of context. As you know, in the last decade or so, there's been a huge offline markets that has been disrupted by amazing new businesses that we believe are brand and design led. We're actually very happy and proud to have backed two of these, about our illustration here, being Deliveroo on the food side or Farfetch on the fashion side. And the truth is that brand building is being completely reinvented. You guys, consumers, are here to get inspired. They don't want to eat the same food. They don't want to wear the same makeup than their moms. They want to just discover new stuff. And through social media, you guys, entrepreneurs and founders, can build as much more opportunity than offline businesses to build authentic relationship with your customers. We call this at Felix the rise of micro moments. This study is coming from the US and is showing that now, thanks to mobile, you have in one day the productivity of 31.5 hours. And all these touch points, all these moments are you guys, founders and entrepreneurs, the ability to create a very deep and meaningful relationship with your customers, building community and building authenticity. But now let's focus on branding. And what we wanted to do today is more to give you the spectrum from the other side of the table as an investor, what we like to see when we meet founders building their companies. And the first thing is we like founders that have brand building deep inside. And what we mean by that is founders that come and say, I want to build a brand because I know that my brand will be the contact point with the people I'm going to interact with my business. And that's both internally with all the teammates you're going to bring on board, as much as externally with your customers. So here now a few tips about what we mean by that. And the first thing is clarity. Clarity, actually, it's not so often that we have guys coming to our office and are able to define in a very well-crafted way what is my brand stands for, who am I targeting, who are my customers, and what experience I want to provide to them. And when you think about clarity and building internal brand culture, clarity is one of the best ways to get everyone united toward the same goal. The second point is commitment. I use Google here, I could have used Facebook. The truth is, if you want to build a very big business, you will have to have people behind you. And commitment, most of the time, comes from the top, and it's the ability to from founders to provide, to share their brand and to share their vision to their teammates in order to get the most out of them, being in terms of their time and being in terms of their energy. Ultimately, commitment is really what will enable you to build growth and build a fantastic, sustainable business. Now thinking about external factors for your brand, authenticity is key. And I use Amazon here because people might not think of Amazon as an authentic brand in terms of the way of its design, of its creativity. But authenticity also rhymes with consistency. Authenticity is being able to say what you do. It's for people to experience your brand the same way you communicate about your brand. And when you think about Amazon, you know exactly that you will go there, you'll be able to buy in a couple of clicks any kind of products, and most probably get it delivered to your doorstep the same day or the next day. And if anything happens, you can get reimbursed, you can return it. And this element of authenticity, of consistency, is what will build trust with your customers and loyalty. The second point is differentiation, and it's differentiation and also relevancy. And differentiation, we see it as three elements. It's about having a distinctive approach. It's about bringing a unique creative experience around your brand and a unique experience to your customer too. I use Casper here because as an investor, back then it wasn't so easy to think that so much people will go online without trying and buy a product where they're going to spend 1/3 of their life on. And the truth is, thanks to an amazing execution and thanks to a brand that speaks to the users, speaks to this new digital generation, people see here an uplifting brand, a very good product, and conveniency. And differentiation down the line will be what will enable you to be always ahead of your competition. The second point is engagement. And what I mean by engagement here is something that we like to see again when we meet founders. And it's not really about checking cohorts, checking repeat rate, checking churn, and so on. Is seeing founders that are obsessed about knowing what their customers want to see, what do they feel about the product, what you can improve, how you can do things better. We strongly believe that at the end of the day, having this type of mindset and entrepreneurs will help them to build the most sustainable and the most loyal relationship with the customers and the most authentic one. Now let's focus about design, and I'm going to use a slide that was used just before, but Steve Jobs, the boss, kind of summed it all. Again, design goes far beyond just a look and a feel. Design is about what kind of experience you want to provide to your customers, what kind of experience you want to give and offer to them. And here the point is more to share with you a couple of trends that we're seeing in the market that have been changing the way people think about design when they build a product. The first thing is shaping new behaviors. Again, as an investor, it's kind of incredible because we were all about having very easy to use product, about things very easy to work with, to function with. And now there's a new wave of new businesses, amazing businesses coming on, where actually they are here to challenge you about finding how it works, about getting inspired, about discovering, about learning the products in order to get the most out of it. I'm using Snapchat as an example here because Snap has built a huge business based on that. I'm sure I would ask anyone in the room here, I'm pretty sure no one can pretend that you know how to use this product from A to Z. Myself, a number of times I need to ask my little cousin or so on how to do this, how to do that. And that's I think we strongly believe that actually Snapchat is building the wave to a new wave of products, design-led, but will be all about challenging your customers to learn and to get inspired. The second point is iteration as always. A lot of us tend to say that we're now in an era where we're in a constant beta mode. So it's all about seeing founders that just want to get the product out there, iterate through design, and usually one function after the other, but always get the product out there, get feedback, and this focus around design when thinking about your product will enable you to get very innovative product that will hopefully get you always on top of your game. The last point is what we call humanizing the machine, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you today, during the next 2 days, will be talking about AI, about bots, about machine learning. All these tools are fantastic enabling technologies that will ultimately, when you design your product, will give you the opportunity to build much deeper relationship with your customers. Please don't make the mistake that we see very often of having people that come with products, bots, or again, machine learning driven, that replace the relationship with your customers. These tools are here, we believe, to actually help you to get much deeper connection with your customers and build loyalty. And the good news is the startups, the entrepreneurs that are focused on brand and design will build very big businesses. An illustration of this is this ranking from Interbrand. Interbrand is one of the most well-known brand consulting agency, and they produce this every year kind of ranking. On the left side is the ranking by value, and on the right side by growth. And what you see at the top, and believe me, 10 years ago it was very, very different. You see the Apple, the Google, the Facebook, the Amazon of this world, all these big digital businesses that have been brand and design led and that have completely disrupted this type of ranking that used to be conquered by offline type of brands. An illustration, and as a result of this, historical incumbents, historical players have two options. As Charles Darwin used to say, even you're going to be able to reinvent yourself, or some of you will die. And as a result, we've seen in the last few years M&A going up the roof with nearly 30 billion of tech acquisition by non-tech buyers in 2015. This is nearly 3 times more than in 2012. And what are these guys looking for when they're going to think about acquiring your business, about getting your skills? They're looking at 4 things. They're looking at, obviously, as a brand, they're looking to acquire a cool brand that they wouldn't have the creativity to build. They're looking for technology that very often they don't even understand themselves. They're looking for talents that they wouldn't be able to attract, because these talents today, they either go and build their own businesses or join digital businesses that are much more inspiring. And finally, customers that they can't reach. And I want to use just 3 case studies to express this in 3 different sectors. The first one is in digital media, and it's Disney acquiring Makers a couple of years. Makers was a company founded in 2009. And got acquired 5 years after for $1 billion. And what was Disney looking after? So just to give you a bit of background, Makers own and manage talents that have huge audience on YouTube and other social media platform. And Disney, by acquiring Makers, acquired 2 stuff. First of all, they acquired talents that they wouldn't be able to attract again, that they will be able to leverage on their existing platform, being cartoons, animated films, but also on the future platform that they're currently building, being around AR or VR. And second of all, they're acquiring this audience, which is super relevant for them, but guys that don't go to cinema anymore, that don't watch things on Apple TV or whatsoever, don't watch the historical content. And so hence, this strategy, with this acquisition, was extremely strategic for Disney. On the digital commerce side, this summer we were very happy to see Unilever, which is actually one of our investors, acquiring Dollar Shave Club in the US for $1 billion. And actually, I received a lot of calls with people saying, listen, Antoine, why are they paying $1 billion to acquire guys sending shaving kits to people in the US? That sounds a bit expensive. But actually, again, this is a game changer for Unilever, at least we believe. You have a fantastic group with hundreds of brands, but hundreds of brands that have never been connected directly to their customers, always selling through wholesale, through supermarket, and so on. For the first time, through this acquisition, Unilever is building a direct relationship with their customers. They're all of a sudden accessing 3 million men, 3 million bathrooms, 3 million bathtubs in the US, where they're going to learn how to do performance marketing. And by the same token, we're pretty sure that they will be able to cross-sell their existing brands, their existing products on this new channel, this subscription channel, with this direct relationship with their customers. And the last case study I want to share with you, which is more on the SaaS digital marketing side, it's Olaplex, what used to be a company in our portfolio that we exited this summer, and we sold it to Monotype. And what does Olaplex do? Olaplex go and curate all the cool pictures that you guys are sharing in social media, mostly on Instagram. So my new pair of Nike, your pair of Ray-Ban glasses, all this kind of stuff. Go and curate it and bring it back to the brands, for the brands to use it for their own purpose, for marketing purposes, on their website or through advertising campaign, in order to build this authentic and much more genuine relationship with their customers. And on the other end, you've got Monotype, 200 years company, listed on the US stock market, but has been surviving all across the century through reinventing themselves. Monotype, just to give you an idea, started the genesis of their business was actually to manufacture typing machines. Since then, they reinvent themselves, owning the licenses of all the cool fonts. Not sure if they are super cool, but all the fonts you guys use on your laptops, being, the Arial, the Times New Romans, and so on. And actually, through this acquisition, Monotype is again reinventing itself and again opening a new era of growth and sustainability for their business. So that's about it. I hope you find this useful. And just to give you a bit of background for those who wonder what our brand stands for, our brand has two meanings that come from Latin. Felix means first happiness, which is quite important when you invest in digital lifestyle. But it's also, again, the obsession that we like to see in the entrepreneurs we back. We like to see entrepreneurs that have as an obsession to get customers happy. And finally, Felix means luck, which obviously is always very important as an investor. Thank you, and enjoy your slush.